Good evening and welcome to another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nesta Ken and Caprice.
That is me.
And tonight it's game night.
Game night.
Game night. And tonight we have a lovely guest in the studio.
Lovely.
Who goes by the name of April.
April.
I'm super competitive.
How you doing, April?
Are you?
Good.
All right, Caprice, let's get started right away.
What do you have here? What's going on? Did you doctor these?
Just answer the first card, doctor. Just
All right.
first card. Answer the question. Game night.
You just want me to ask the question. That's what you want me to do? All right, so who is this for?
It's for April. Everything's for April.
Everything is for April?
Everything's
Wow,
for
okay. Okay, April. Hello. What do you love about yourself that you worry others will struggle to accept?
That was the question.
Was it? Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so I think I've talked about this before. I struggle to talk about and be open about how much I believe in myself and how much I think like so highly of myself, and I don't like to talk about it because I don't want to be off-putting to people. I don't want people to misinterpret me or to think that I'm conceited.
Right.
I'm just confident, and I just believe so much in myself and what I bring to the table. And one thing I like to say is that just because you know what you bring to the table, doesn't mean that you think the whole table's yours.
I love that gem. I'm gonna give you another ding for that gem because that gem was crazy good.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that before.
You know, another thing I like to say, I guess I didn't say this one. I do like to say is like, one light bulb doesn't shine any less just because another one got turned on.
Oh my gosh, April! I got the bells.
I say that one religiously. That's my favorite one.
That's good.
I'm like, that light bulb is not shining any less just because that light bulb is on. All they do is make the room brighter together.
It makes the room brighter together.
Dropping gems on you there, buddy?
Yeah.
Yes, nuggets and gems. That's good.
I struggle with that part of myself because I think it's such a nice thing when people are like confident and believe in themselves, and anytime somebody's like feeling themselves, like you'll either have one or two people. You'll have like the here we go again, relax, or you'll have the like, yes queen type of person that's like, yes, you better strut yourself, you look so good today, and I feel like I'm that kind of person, and so like I like to validate people in that same way, but I also validate myself.
It's
in
good
that
energy.
way.
What's the problem with that? I think it's good. I think it's great.
So that's one.
Okay, continuing with the game night. How exciting!
Game night.
All the questions
For you.
What?
This is Nesta's idea, by the way.
Not fair.
What have you done in the last 6 months that you're most proud of? That's a good one.
Okay. So in the last 6 months, so I've been a freelancer for 8 years, makeup. And in the last 6 months, I've always freelanced for like companies, and it's just difficult to get individual clients one-on-one, so you like to work with companies. It's just easier. You do less logistics. I'm a mom, so it's like if I have to do less work, less of the logistics side, I'll do that. But obviously they get a cut of your money, and I like to dedicate a lot of my time to my daughter, at least like half of my week, and then focus the other half on working. But if somebody's getting a cut of the money or a large portion of it, it's kind of annoying because if I'm gonna be working half the week, I should be making just as much as I was working the whole week.
Agreed.
So in the last 6 months, I decided to just try to get a lot of my own like bridal clients, personal clients, and the second I was like, I have a goal to get at least 10 individual weddings myself with no company. I'll just do that independently, and like right away I booked like 4. Just because like I put it out there.
That's awesome.
Like I feel like I manifested it.
Yeah. I believe in that. I strongly believe in that.
Yeah.
I put that energy out there. I was like, I'm gonna get even better clients that are gonna pay me, above this pay rate or at this pay rate, and these are the types of contracts that I'm gonna get. And like I said it, I put my mind towards it. I like, decided to do certain things when I was out freelancing to network better, and I actually did it. And I was like,
so
wow,
awesome.
like. I was like, should I just raise my goal to 20? And I was like, no, let me do that 10. If I at least get past 10, then I'll be like super proud of myself. And if I get to 10, then it's like, okay, I met a goal. I don't typically do goals, but I believe more in like just letting life happen.
Let it flow organically.
Yeah, but that was one little goal I did make.
What act of self-care should become a non-negotiable in your life?
Therapy.
These are great.
Right, I didn't even need you to finish that.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm a sociology, psychology student, and I believe in therapy so much. If you tell me anything that's wrong with you, I'm always like, you should go to therapy. You should do
You're a big
therapy.
believer in therapy? It helps a lot?
Oh my God, I believe in therapy so much. I wanted to be a therapist. Yeah, I needed it.
I think it's super healthy. It's super important.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
talking about that.
I do. I strongly believe in it. I really do. Even I feel like even if you don't have like any, or you believe you don't have any issues, I think you should go anyway.
How do you believe in the couple therapy too?
Absolutely.
100%. I do couple therapy
Absolutely.
with my baby's father and I, and we don't do it as like a couple per se. We do it as co-parents, and so that we can be like the best possible parents for our
That's
daughter.
awesome. So healthy.
Yeah, because it was so funny because we're like really great parents to her. We co-parent so effectively to like some degree. Our therapist was kind of like, "Why are you guys here?" Like,
Your therapist said that? That's dope.
like, not really. She didn't really fully
No, I get
say
it, I
but
get
she
it.
kind of was like, "Wow, you guys figured out a schedule and
That's awesome.
payments and all of this on your own." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Responsible
She's like,
adulting.
"Yeah." I was like, "Yeah," because I was like, mine and his problems have nothing to do with our kid, and so that's ding ding
Like
ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
And so we always kept her out of our problem. And it does help that we had supportive families, because when we would like yell at each other and we're like, I don't want to speak to you, you know, vice versa, I would call his dad and just be like, hey, me and him aren't talking right now. Are you able to pick him? And he'd be like, yes. So I never denied his kid either. It was always like, you get your daughter 3 days a week, I get my daughter 3 days a week. That was never put in our issue. It's like, you know what? You're annoying me. Let me use my kid as a pawn.
Yeah, that's
I
so
don't respect
evil.
that.
Oh, that's so evil.
No, right?
One of my psychology classes talked about venting and how venting is actually not good for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, but like it's like venting when you're just like frustrated in the moment, and ranting just becomes a rant. It's actually not cathartic. All it does is actually make you manifest all the emotions that are really causing you anger. And it's
How you let
Wait
that
a minute
do
now.
you hold that in?
no, you like step away from the situation till you're able to talk about it effectively and let it out.
Well, that's what I do for my music, though.
That's
so,
what you what?
like, when I do music, if something is bothering me, I vent through the music.
Yeah, but that's a different form. It's not like you like yelling and yelling. That's what I mean by venting.
Oh, okay.
I'm so frustrated about this. And so all you're doing
okay.
is like re-emphasizing and re-putting that back in your
Okay,
head.
that I understand.
Because I tend to do that. I vent a lot. Like I call my friends and tell my friends like the story 8 times over. But I'm learning that with like the negative, really bad stories, it's like when you keep talking about it with people, you don't realize this, but you're actually just being mad about it 8 times throughout the day.
Oh.
Yeah. So you guys get it now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
get it.
Caprice.
All right, I got you. That's good. What's a deal breaker for you in a relationship?
I'm rolling my eyes.
Oh,
Like the way I set it up.
I
right?
do like the way you set it up. I see you. I see you over there.
There's so many deal breakers.
Deal breaker for
So
April.
many deal breakers. I guess you gotta let me be myself. That's one. But I guess the main deal breaker is you have to be supportive. Like I'm a really bold, intense, bright shining star.
Bright shining star.
And I believe this about myself. And when you're not in a position of power, when you're not Jeff Bezos, you can't be like, I'm a bright star. And, everybody lets him say that because he's a billionaire and he created a titan of industry,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And so people give him that credibility. But when you're just April from the block, when you're just April from the block, you're met with a lot of, who does she think she is?
Yeah.
And I need my partner to be like, let me tell you. So
Okay, I
that's a deal
understand
breaker
that.
for me.
That's
like,
fair.
I don't need to, why do I always have to, like in a room full of people, if somebody's slandering my name, or even if they're not, but if they're saying something that you don't agree with, you have to be like, listen, this is why she's like that. or like, you know, that support like that. Like
you want that what is it called? It's a defense. You want somebody in your corner, defending your honor, your name.
Right.
Yeah, because like I do that for my friends and I do that for my partners. You know, it's like if anybody was to talk bad about my partner, I'd be like, excuse me. And you know,
I get
it's
that.
not like,
I totally get that.
You know, that's just something, and not everyone's like that. And I don't think that every partnership should have that, because if they don't need it, they don't need it.
Right. Because I wouldn't need that.
Yeah.
You need that?
Like
if somebody was like, oh, Nesta is such and such, and your girl was there.
No, I mean, I would like for her to do it, but I don't need it though.
Right. So.
Oh. Okay.
But you would like for somebody to do that?
Nah.
Oh, really?
No, I don't need it.
Well, that's fine.
I would actually.
Well, actually, the other thing what happened at the work, I kind of needed my friends to stand up for me. They didn't stand up for me.
There you go, see?
Okay.
I had some friends. Yeah.
Wait, you're not pointing at me, though.
No,
right?
not you. The other
I had no
were
idea.
so-called my friends. Yeah.
Okay. See, that I understand.
Yeah, so you're right. I kind of need it sometimes.
Yeah,
I understand.
We all need it sometimes. Maybe some people don't need it at
Maybe
all.
at some points
degree.
that I can't think of now, but but okay. I'm talking about in the relationship aspect. That's okay.
But to some degree, we need it. To some degree, we need it.
I can see that.
For some people, it's less. For some people, it's more. For me, it's on the top of my scale. For you, it might be on like the 50.
I understand.
Scale.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it makes the world less lonely.
Yeah.
When you have somebody in your corner, especially your part and your
that's
person.
what I specifically need from my partner.
I got you. Who or what was the one that got away?
Oh no.
Why does it say or what?
Read it
What kind of
fully.
mutant is getting away? Who or what was the one that got away?
You want to skip that one, or you want to answer that one?
I want to answer
She
it
got
because
it.
I talked
This is the
about
hot
this.
seat. She here.
See?
Oh my God! I will not
Who
say
got
his
away?
name.
You gotta say
No,
his
I
name.
can't say his
Okay.
name.
She talking about
I'm not gonna. I think he
All
would
right.
know who he is.
Oh, here we go. Let's get started.
Okay.
Who'd you
I'll
say?
keep it simple. This does not mean that they're like the love of my life,
Okay.
or that they rank higher than, let's say, like any other ex or my baby's
Fair
father or
enough.
something like this. But just I feel like we had a quick 2 months. I feel like we worked together and we were like really obsessed with each other. But I was like in a cute way, not like in a real way.
Okay.
I was in a relationship at the time and he wasn't, but according to everyone that I've talked to later on that worked with us, they were like, he was obsessed with you. And like, we always knew.
So he was your work husband? Is that what was happening?
Oh my God, we work hated each other, but it's because I think we liked each other. And like we would bully each other. That's like my love language.
Oh.
Make fun of me. Because I like to play.
What?
I like to play around like that.
Okay,
so
I understand.
when we have that type of banter.
Oh, so it worked.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
And I think he was like dating or like trying to date a girl at the time. And at the time I had just gotten out of that relationship. And that's why we had talked, I think, for about like maybe 2 months, like officially now, because he was single and I was single. But the issue was that he was dating like somebody else. They weren't official, but they were just dating, seeing where it was going. And at the time, I knew he wanted a relationship and I had just gotten out of one. So I had decided to be like, hey, you know, why don't you just do that, because I can't give you what you want out of something right now.
Oh, April.
God. You said something he didn't
I
like.
hate when. No,
You hate when
what
we-
are you doing? I get it. Sure.
I was trying to be single.
Got the disease.
I
I was
get
trying to
it.
be single. I was not trying to get myself out of one relationship into another.
That's fine. I get it.
And I did it because I'm like, how long's that gonna last?
Oh, you had
2
some
months,
cockiness
yeah.
going on there.
Well, not because he was gonna come back to me, just because we were like all 21. You know, relationships last that long at like 19, 20. Dude, they're still together. Dude,
See what I'm
they're
saying?
still together.
That's
and
why you're the one that
I
got
told
away.
them. I told them one time, because we're still friends. I told them one time, I was like, you better thank me for your relationship, because if I wouldn't have done that's cocky. That's cocky.
See, but that's what I'm saying though. That moment that you had, like, oh, I'm gonna step back and be single. That could have been your husband. You don't know.
Yeah, that
You
could have
don't
been.
know.
No, I think we're good.
All
All right.
Next question. What are your core values? Very nice
I
question.
wrote this down.
Oh, did you? Nice.
I have like mantras I live by.
Oh yeah.
Like, but I made them up for myself. Like, be authentic. Don't be afraid to ask.
Oh, that's good. That's a
the
good
main one
Yeah.
is acknowledgement, accountability, and action.
You always talk about that.
all the time. All the time.
That's what he always talks
That's why
about.
me and you get along.
Absolutely. It's very
I feel
important.
like we get each other,
Yeah, accountability is so important.
So important,
Yeah.
and so many people lack it. So many people lack reflection and accountability.
Oh, so true.
And I think when you're like a person, maybe that's why you say like you don't have a big circle. And I tell you as I get older, mine is getting smaller and smaller because I just will not deal with people who cannot be accountable, that cannot reflect.
It's always your fault if someone else does something wrong. It is
Right.
the worst.
Yeah, I will be honest and say that I get this title of insensitive, and I can be by and large insensitive. I was raised by an Aquarius woman, very tough. She did not care for people's emotions. If she went for the jugular, that was just what she did, and so I have that embedded in me. So
Yeah.
that's like part of my way of being, and it's not great. I go to therapy all the time and I talk about not wanting to be that way, and I'm working on it more and more to be a more tact person, but I will not be responsible for feelings uncommunicated. So if I did something
Yeah,
to
that's
you,
good. That's great.
ding ding ding.
Yeah.
If I did something
Absolutely.
to you and you did not let me know, and I'm over here thinking everything's great, it's not my responsibility.
You're not a mind reader.
No, it's not. And everybody's like, you should just know.
Hell
Absolutely
no.
not. That's why
Yeah.
communication exists. I'm not gonna. And I used to make myself responsible. Like, damn, I have to be like this. I have to be like that. And as I get older, and thanks to therapy, I started realizing, no, everybody has to be responsible for themselves. And yes, as long as you let me know, what matters is what I did afterwards. Did I acknowledge it? Was I accountable? And did I take action on my behalf? And as long as I did all three of those, I know in my heart that I'm good, and I'm not gonna make myself responsible for feelings uncommunicated or shit you can't handle.
Yo, April came to pod.
I know, right?
Yeah. You
see that? Yeah, she
You haven't used that word in a while too. So
came to
that means she
pod.
came to pod.
Yeah, when I say that, you know it's real.
Thank
She
you,
came to
guys.
pod. All right.
Next question. Let's keep it going.
How are you able to love someone you don't agree with?
You don't talk to them.
Yo.
So many of my relationships became better when I started putting people in the place that they of access to me.
I do it all the time.
You do it all the time?
Everybody has a purpose in my life. And some people, you just don't talk to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just don't.
Don't
That-
talk to them, man.
Me
I
and
don't
my
think-
mom are like that.
Oh,
like,
really?
Me,
Really?
I learned. One of my aunts helped me with this because I was like, oh, it's like, why doesn't she get it? And she told me this, and it really stuck with me. She said, your mom's never going to understand that part of you, so you need to stop. It was what I was telling you about, like getting people to see your point of view and your perspective all the time. She's like, and she's never going to. And it hurt my feelings so much, like, but she's my mom. She's supposed to get it. She's supposed to get me. And it's like, that's not true. Even with your parents, some parents don't even get their kids at all.
Yo,
We talked about that.
Yeah, because we often forget that our parents are people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're people. They're human people.
Yeah.
They're not perfect. They're not superheroes.
Yeah.
They have flaws just like we do.
Right.
So I learned, especially through that relationship with my mom, that there's just some things we won't talk about.
It's true.
There's just some things we won't do. There's just some things that I can't do with you that I can do with somebody else. There's just some things. So, and I feel like my relationship with my mom is like less argumentative now and less, less problematic because I chose to give her a certain level of access. She chooses to give me a certain level of access.
That's so beautiful.
And
Yeah.
like people forget that you can do that with your
Yeah.
family.
Yes, you
We
can.
were talking about that off air before you came
Yeah.
up.
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
Because you got some toxic people in this world.
Yeah.
Just because they have the title of being, like a family member or blood related or whatever the case is, you don't owe that person. They still have to give you a certain level of respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So true.
That's one. I would say just don't talk to them.
That's perfect. All right. Yellow card. What have you learned about love?
I love these questions. You're asking a Gemini sun and a Libra moon question. What have I learned about love?
Yes.
All together. This one's my favorite one.
Okay.
I had to learn this one this last year. There's nothing inherently wrong with a circle and a square. They just don't fit.
She came to pod.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I have a lot of friends that are in like their 30s, 40s, and they're males. And I had a conversation with this friend about like I was in a big problem with my boyfriend, and I was just like, at the time, my boyfriend at the time, and we were like talking about it, and he's just like we came to the conclusion, and I finally understood this about love and life, that just because they're not this way, it's like, doesn't mean that they're not doing that for you. Like, we have to be less egotistical and less narcissistic. They're just not like that, and that's fine. Caprice is just not like that. So why am I trying to make
I'm
Caprice? Why am I trying to make Caprice a square so hard?
Yes, stop
He's
it.
A circle.
I'm a rectangle, actually. See? You don't even know what shape I am.
I'm trapezoid, and what I need is a square.
Yes, it's okay.
And like, we have to stop beating people up and ourselves up.
That's
because
beautiful.
they're not what we need.
Yeah.
They're probably perfect. And I told this to somebody. He was like, I'm gonna change. I'm like, you don't need to change. You're a great guy. You're just not for me.
Yeah,
sometimes that hurts, though. You know what I mean?
You really like a good person, but
God, that hurts.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I have to tell people I'm not for them.
Yeah, I know, but just that whole, especially if you really like someone, it hurts.
Yeah, but
It does. But that's what I learned from love. That doesn't mean that there's anything, but that's what you have to understand about the concept is there's nothing wrong with the way you are, and there's nothing wrong with the way I am.
Yeah.
We're just not fitting
exactly,
together.
yeah.
Damn it, April. God damn it.
That's the good. That's the best
Making
one.
me feel. Okay. What was missing from your childhood?
Not getting my ass beat.
Oh.
I'm a mother now, and my mother said something to me so interesting the other day. She said, I love how expressive Alana is. Like, I love how she's like this and like that. And I just looked at her, and I was just like, it's because she's not afraid of me. I was like, because I don't hit her.
Well, is that your daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
Alana's my daughter, sorry.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to hear that. She was like, no, that doesn't have to do with that, blah, 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 blah. She's like, I didn't hit you guys at 4.
Not
like,
credibility.
No,
You're right. You see what I'm saying? Yo, it's a sickness. It's just running rampant out here. It's everywhere.
Good one.
It was that. It was just like, I'm like, yeah, you probably weren't beating my ass at 4, but I have 2 older siblings, so I saw you beating them. So I knew from that, like, I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to speak my mind. I'm not allowed to cry because I'm gonna get my ass beat. My daughter doesn't get hit. And I don't, like I told you, I'm a psychology student. And one amazing thing one of my professors said to us, because I'm a Hispanic in our culture, that's so common. And so many of the students in the class, when she was trying to express that from the Bronx, college, Lehman College, and she was just like, they were like trying to argue with the professor about how like, no, we're fine with our parents, even though, we're fine. We have good relationships. It taught me respect. It taught me this. And she's like, let me ask you something. Do you have a good relationship with your parents because they beat you? And everybody was like, well, no. She's like, you have a good relationship with your parents in spite of the fact that they beat you. And once she said that, I was like, she's right. It's in spite. It's in spite of it. Not the beating me didn't make me closer to my mom in any way. And so I guess that.
Oh, wow.
Let's get one more in.
Okay.
Before we explode.
If someone wanted to annoy you easily, what would they have to do? I don't know if this is a good question to put out there.
Like everybody's gonna skip that
You want to skip
one.
that one?
Let's just skip that one.
Skip that one.
You don't want to give people that ammunition. What have you done from a place of insecurity that has had long-lasting effects? Oh, you got to be a little vulnerable on this one.
What have I done from a place of insecurity that has had long-lasting effects? I don't know how to answer that. From a place of insecurity?
It's a tricky one.
Difficult.
Skip that one.
Okay, we can skip
If I
it.
can come
Okay.
back to it later, I will.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Oh, what belief keeps getting you into trouble?
These are hard. These are like.
This one guy got
Yeah, they have like
harder and
they
harder.
did.
What happened? I didn't doctor those other ones.
Belief in myself. Belief in myself that I'm a shining star.
Let's skip that one. Let's go to the next
It gets
one.
people
I
upset.
actually like that answer though.
You want to?
No, I think she said it.
I
Okay.
answered
She
it.
said it.
answered it,
Yeah,
okay.
She answered it. I like that answer. Describe your relationship with your father in one sentence.
Difficult. One word.
One word.
In
Yeah.
one sentence,
All right, there we go.
in one sentence would be
He is difficult.
no. It's hard to have a relationship with somebody that didn't raise you.
All right. See, and that we were talking about that too. How the importance of father.
I met my father 4 years ago.
Whoa, there you go.
It is. When do you feel most vulnerable?
On the Face to Face podcast.
And with that, yeah, I think that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So please tell everybody where they can find you, what you've been up to, just catch them all up.
Okay, so they can find me, like I will call it my blog now, because for the 2022 year, that's what I'm trying to work on. Trying to work on my online presence, my social media presence, just because I'm in a better place in life with a new position at work and, all of that. And so they can find me at An Afternoon with April.
An Afternoon with April.
Sounds like a porno.
As she drinks her water.
sips water. And my makeup one is at april.artistry, but my main one is at An Afternoon with April.
Now, recently you just got involved with a new company, right?
Yeah, so I've been freelancing, and that's how you guys know me, for a makeup artist for the last 8 years, and I've done every job under the sun in between that time. So I've been in retail, I've been in tourism, selling products, I've been in the bar, I was a host at a bar restaurant, and I recently met the CEO of a skincare company called Amion, at amion.skin. And we met each other because they needed a makeup artist for their media previews. So I would do like the product demo of their skincare, and then I would apply makeup to the editor and stuff like that, just so they could leave the space like, looking beautiful. And she asked me to work with her, and I told her about my history and basically like everything I've ever done, retail, hosting, selling products in Central Park, directly one-on-one with a person, kind of like set me up for that position. And we started off super organic, and then she offered me the director position.
Beautiful.
She gave it to me, actually. I looked at like she made me like a company email. Like one day I woke up to it like saying April Angano at Amion, like business manager, director. And I was like, oh, that's where we're at.
Yes.
And I was like super excited about it.
Yes, please support April in everything she's doing.
Thank you,
Thank you.
April.
She's
for
a
coming
shining star,
on
man.
the
Come
show. All right,
you.
April. It was a pleasure having you on.
Thank
and
you.
we're definitely going to have you on again.
Absolutely. You guys are going to do my podcast too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Let's do
This
it.
wraps up another episode of Face to Face. Game night on Face to
Game night
Face.
edition.
Yours truly, Nesta Can and Caprice.
That's me.
Take care and God bless.
God bless.
Bye, guys.